It's time for The Pet Show with America's favorite pet expert, Warren Eckstein. Warren is the author of How to Get Your Cat to Do What You Want and How to Get Your Dog to Do What You Want. He's here to answer all your pet and animal questions. And now, Warren Eckstein.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to The Pet Show. Is your boxer acting a little bashful? Does your feline have you in a funk? Are you being harassed by your husky? Well, if you love animals, I know you do, care about wildlife and the environment, and really want to learn how to get into your dog or cat's head, understand what they're all about, as well as they understand you. If you're confused about your dog or cat's behavior or just want to improve their lifestyle, and who doesn't, you know what to do. Stay tuned because once again, right here, right now, it is time for The Pet Show. America's first, yes, first and only real pet psychology, pet training, pet behavior, and of course, pet lifestyle show. So hop up on my couch. Bring those furry little buddies with you, folks, because it is that time once again to let the animal analyzing begin. Hey, good morning, everyone. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show, the place where we absolutely, positively, never a doubt about it, love, adore, and as I stress every week, respect pets as much as you do. By the way, you want to join me on the Ever-Growing Pet Show family? Got a question about your dog or cat's behavior? They're chewing, they're jumping, they're barking, they're peeing, they're pooping, they're chasing squirrels, they're digging holes. You get the idea. If you have a question about your dog or cat's behavior and want to help me to resolve any issues you may be having with them or more likely any issues your dog or cats may have with your behavior, great time to give me a call. Let me just remind everyone, if you're new to the show, a regular listener to the show, it doesn't make any difference. Everyone that calls into the show and gets to talk to me live on the air will get an incredibly fabulous gift, not for you, but for that beautiful dog or cat looking up at you as I speak. If you're new to the show again, I'm not giving away biscuits here. Many of the gifts I give away on the Pet Show are worth $25, $35, even $50. And very often the gifts I give are directly related to the type of issue you're having. For example, let's say you have a dog that's eating his own poop. I got a brand new product I can send you to help resolve that. So lots of great stuff to give away, plenty of time for your calls. The phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA. That's 866-870-KRLA. If you're more of a numbers person, that's 866-870-5752, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. Plenty of time for your calls. Lots of pretty great stuff to give away. So if you have a question about your dog or cat's behavior, just want to brag about a dog or cat you recently saved, want to talk about a specific issue that you may be having, great time to give me a call. Again, that number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Reason I'm laughing, I'm kind of smirking to myself. Here are the topics I have planned for today's show. Now, we've been on the air for 43 years. How many times do you think I have gotten through all my topics in one show? Never, right, Alex? I don't think I've ever gotten through all the topics because, as always, your questions, your comments, your stories, your bragging about your own dogs and cats are always my priority. So great time to give me a call. If we talk, a great gift will be on its way. And I got some new stuff to give away today on the show as well. I got something called Pet Organics No Scratch. If you have a cat that's scratching, this stuff is pretty amazing. If your dog's licking his paw, I got anti-lick paw spray to give away, hot spot foam, lots of great stuff. So great time to call me, 866-870 KRLA, 866-870-5752. So here are some of the topics I want to get into today. You know, very often, dogs and cats that have been abused, neglected, or under-socialized display what many people, even professionals, call aggressive behavior. But is it possible that the dog or cat just has an increased sense of vulnerability? Do you ever feel vulnerable? You know how you react when you feel vulnerable? You can either pull away or become more assertive. I will talk a little bit later, and this is something so important to my heart. And having worked with over 40,000 animals, so many dogs, so many cats are classified with aggressive behavior when in reality they're just reacting to their own vulnerability from past experiences. Also coming up on today's show, you've heard the expression, cat eyes. Well, coming up, I will unlock the secrets of what your cat's eyes mean. And believe me, the eyes have it. Everything you need to know. You'll know a lot more about your cat's personality just by looking at the eyes. We'll talk about that a little bit later. And this is one of my really pet peeves, no pun intended, guys. Are you making your pets feel bad? Are you hurting your dog or cat's feeling? Are you shaming your dog or cats? We're going to talk about that as well. Also coming up, something very, very important. And most people, I know finances are hard. We're going to talk a little bit about the importance of preventative care for your dogs and cats. So as always, plenty of time for your questions and comments. Lots of pretty amazing stuff to give away. So if your pet happens to be chewing, jumping, maybe your rescued cat is confused about the litter box, that older dog you brought in from the shelter may not be totally housebroken, maybe suffering with separation anxiety, your feral kitten is depressed, your dog is chasing anything that moves, cat scratched your favorite chair, and your dog believes that anything he sees, moving or not, he must hump, give me a call, 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. As always, plenty of time for all your questions and comments. As I said, lots of great stuff to give away as well. The question of the day, I've asked this before. I love this question. How many nicknames, or what is your dog or cat's favorite nickname? Now, I've talked about this before. I always remember a client I had. The dog's name was, they adopted this dog, and the dog's name was Duke. After 24 hours, Duke became Dookie. 48 hours, Dookie became the Dukester. 72 hours later, Mr. Duke-a-look-a-look-a-look. How many names do you have? Or does your dog or cat have a very, very special nickname? I'd love to hear from you. If you get through, I'll send you a great gift. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through to the Pet Show. Lots of time for your calls, lots of great stuff to give away as well. I know it's a warm day today, and I know it's been raining a lot. So here's one of my concerns, and this is not just for my LA, although this is my network show as well. The bottom line is because the weather has been so kind of lousy, now that we have a beautiful day here in Southern California, this sun is shining, it's going to be, 70, 80 degrees in parts. Don't overdo it. Don't overdo it. Your dogs and cats have probably not been getting the exercise, primarily your outdoor dogs, have not been getting the exercise because of the rain. So don't all of a sudden think because the sun is shining, now they're ready to do the marathon. They're not. They're not ready to go into overtime play. Build it up gradually again. Build it up gradually. If you were following me, you would have been exercising your dogs in the house with things like staircase sprints, monkey in the middle. But if not, build up that exercise a little bit. We don't want any dogs with sprains, strains, or just getting too tuckered out. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. I'm excited to be here today. It was my birthday this week, okay? I had a great birthday. Molly and Willie and Denise really went overboard. My sister in Indiana went overboard. My nephew. So it's really kind of an interesting birthday. I don't count them anymore, but it was kind of nice and kind of neat. So it was a great week, and I'm really excited about that. I'm really excited that I made another birthday. Who would have thought that I would still be around after all my lifetime experiences? All right, let's get right to the busy phone lines here. We're going to start out with a call in Eagle Rock from Betty. Hey, Betty, welcome to the Pet Show.
Thank you, Warren. Thank you for taking my call. First of all, happy late birthday.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I feel like Benjamin Button. I get a year younger every year.
All right. I like that. And number two, I have been a supporter of Delta ever since their beginning, and I have nothing but praise for them.
The amazing organization. Leo and does amazing work.
All right. My call. I am 82. I'm looking to adopt an adult or senior dog.
I love you. I absolutely love you.
Well, I really want one. My last pet was a 23-year-old cat that recently died, and I don't like being without a pet. But I'm having an issue. I've gone to shelters. I've contacted rescue groups on the computer, and I get very confused. I got on the end of a phone call a week or two ago. Someone, I believe the name was Tootsie, called in response to someone else, and Tootsie said, I found the perfect pet for this person. And I just wondered if this rings any bell with you, or you can contact me with somebody that will personally help me find a dog.
Tootsie. I don't know anyone named Tootsie.
Well, when I talked to your screener, she said I thought that was the name, but she
Well, maybe it was.
wasn't sure.
So here. First of all, this is absolutely an amazing scenario, because so many seniors that have lived with dogs and cats their entire lives, now they may be in their late 70s, their 80s, 90s, or even 100s, whatever it is, they have so much nurturing to give, so much ability to take a dog or a cat, an older dog or cat that had no shot of getting a home, bringing it into their home. And let's be realistic. I mean, I hope you live to be 50 years old, but let's say for some reason you crossed the rainbow bridge before that dog or cat that you adopted did. Well, if it's the right organization, what they would do is, it's kind of like you've taken this older dog, you've socialized it, you've educated it, you made it a loving dog where it may not have had any shot before. So now, even if you pass on, and that's never going to happen, but let's say you pass on, now we have a senior dog or a senior cat that's been socialized, been educated, knows how to behave around people, so it will be a lot easier to find him that other home. So I think it's an amazing idea for senior citizens to be able to adopt those senior pets. Now, I get really angry when certain rescue organizations won't adopt a dog to a senior, and here's why. Even if the senior is whatever age they are, and you realize the dog's going to outlive them, the dog is in a cage right now. Wouldn't that dog be better off being fostered by a senior for as long as that senior was around, so the adoption at the end would be a lot easier? I think that's a better approach. That would be my approach. And I understand I get a lot of flack from rescue. Oh, we don't want to adopt to a senior. We shouldn't adopt to a senior. We shouldn't adopt to this. We shouldn't adopt to that. In the meantime, I believe that one dog coming out of a shelter and going into a home and getting socialized and treated properly, that may find another home down the future, is worth it. That's at least my own feeling. So what I'm going to do...
And I agree, but I have a son who has agreed to take the dog if something happens to me.
But in other words, what you would do is work with the group or whatever organization you're working with. So now maybe you're not fully adopting the dog at this point. Maybe you're fostering this dog. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I think you should be, because there are so many seniors. You know how difficult it is for senior dogs and cats to find homes. So here's a perfect option. What I'm going to do, Betty, and it's really high. You know, I call on my friend Joy. She's just amazing. Rescue Me Inc. I serve on the bed. It's an amazing board. It's an amazing organization. They go way over their way to help people out. You know, it's like one person doing a lot of work. So what I'm going to do is if you can email me that we spoke on the phone, and that you're looking to adopt a senior dog or a senior cat. I'm sorry, senior dog, correct? You're looking to adopt a senior dog. If you send me that information with your phone number, what I will do is I will hook you up with Joy, and hopefully we can find that perfect match for you, and bless you again for considering adopting a senior dog.
Oh, that would be wonderful. Like I say, I just get rather confused, and having a person to speak to would make a world of difference.
And believe me, once you speak to Joy, you're gonna love her. She can be a pain in the butt sometimes, but I absolutely adore her. Anyway, listen, here's my email, okay? Yeah, this is my email address. It's real simple to remember. It's just mail@thepetshow.com.
Is that AT or the symbol?
It's a symbol. Mail@thepetshow.com.
All right. Thank you so much, Warren. Have a wonderful day.
No, it's my pleasure. I'm not going to. I see it says donate your gift. I'm going to donate your gift. I want you to call me back when you fall in love with this new senior, and lots of luck. I'm going to put you on. I'm not going to put you on hold, but I'm going to send me that info. I'll hook you up with Joy, and hopefully Joy will be able to find that right. I know I call on Joy a lot. She does a lot of incredible work. There are some other great organizations out there. The Brittany Foundation might be able to help you out. I would contact the Brittany Foundation as well. There's great people out there. I know, Alex, I got to go to a commercial break. Hey, great time to give me a call. The phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Come on, guys. What is your dog or cat's favorite nickname, or how many names do you have for your dog or cat? Give me a call. I'll send you a great gift. 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. So, are you as crazy Hey, we are back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. The phones are jamming. I'm going to get to you, Richard, Sylvia, Steve, Cindy. But first, do you ever notice that your cat knocks things over? Why do you think they do that? Well, I put this together this week, so let me just share it. If you spent any amount of time with your cat, you're likely seeing them bat at something on a table until it falls off. Maybe it's a drinking glass, or perhaps it's your phone. Though somewhat hilarious and perhaps maddening, this is perfectly normal cat behavior. There are many theories about it, which include everything from boredom to attention-seeking to hunting to simply being playful. But here's the deal. Cats are naturally curious. I don't have to tell you that. Cats are naturally curious, and while dogs explore their environment with their mouths, cats are more likely to explore by touching and pushing an object with their paws. Therefore, that's why your glasses fall off the counter. Phone number 866-870-KRLA. There's always a reason. 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Richard, we're going to in the Castaic. Hey, Richard, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi, Warren.
What's up, Richard?
Happy birthday.
Well, thank you.
I have a issue. I have a 2-year-old border collie and a 2-year-old feral cat. Orange and white tabby, and we had another elderly cat who passed away this last November, and the dog assimilated with the elder cat, but won't assimilate with our younger cat.
When you say don't assimilate, I mean, is it like Cujo going after the cat, or is it just kind of ignoring each other?
No, kind of going after him.
Okay, well, first of all, let me explain what I would have done. I know this is hindsight's 20/20. What I would have done is I would have gotten the scent of the other cat before it crossed the bridge and would have put that scent on the new cat. The reason I would have done that is because dogs recognize more with their nose than with their eyes, so that would have been important. Right now, what you need to do is every day take 10 or 15 minutes. I don't know if there's other people in your family. I'm hoping there is. If you sit in the same room, one person holding the dog on a leash and collar, giving it a lot of positive attention, the other person holding the cat or keeping the cat in that room, once they start ignoring each other, that is enough for then. The next day, a little bit longer, little by little, always ending on a positive note. You know, I talk about this extensively on my YouTube channel, First Pet Psychology, and that's what kind of it's all about. But the fact that they already have a little bit of an adverse relationship with each other, you're going to have to build it up little by little. But if every time they're together, it ends in a positive reaction for the dog and a positive reaction for the cat, they will get along. What you may want to do at this point also is just get a stuffed animal that looks like a cat, rub it all over the new cat, and let your dog really get a good sniff of that without feeling the need to go after it, because smell is so critical. Once they establish little by little, their relationship will be great. I had a cat that I rescued many years ago. I posted pictures of her, Mowdy. Mowdy was a totally feral cat. God knows how long she lived on the streets. And at that time, I also had an Amstaff and a few other dogs as well. Mowdy, because she was out on the street, was always intimidated by dogs that would go after her, they would chase her, they would try to get at her. So it was real difficult for me to kind of assimilate Mowdy and Tig together at the time. But I did exactly what I recommended to you. Granted, I may have had a glass of wine once in a while in between, but eventually they do come together. The most important thing is don't get frustrated, always end on a positive note, and eventually you'll come home one day and they will be
well, when our cat was alive, we had our border collie and this other feral cat. Also, we had the 2 cats and our dog, and he would be fine with the elderly cat together, but just this other feral, even though they had there were 2 cats, in our household, and when we brought the dog in, the elderly cat totally got along with the dog.
Yeah, but the fact that the dog got along so well with the elderly cat that crossed over, that is indicative to me that there's going to be more of a challenge with the newer cat. She was established and had a relationship with the older cat. That doesn't mean that same relationship is going to transfer to the newer feral cat. So you need to follow the advice I gave you little by little.
Okay.
Take it slow. Be patient. Okay. It's not going to happen overnight. It'll work out fine for you, I promise.
Oh, well, thank you.
Hey, listen, what's your cat's name?
Our cat name is Morris.
From Morris the Cat, the old commercials?
Yes, exactly. He's like.
Well, let me tell you,
like Morris.
just because I celebrated a birthday, now I'm going to share a little bit about how old I am. I used to travel all over the United States with Morris the Cat. All over the country. I didn't train Morris the Cat, but his trainer would work with me. I'd be traveling with Special Dog, and he'd be traveling with Morris the Cat. Here's the frustration for me. We would be flying at that time, I believe it was TWA Airlines. Morris was in first class. Warren was in coach.
Well, that's interesting.
That's just been my life. That's been my... Listen, anyway, don't go anywhere, Richard. I'm going to put you on hold. I'm actually going to send you... You know what? I'm going to send you a copy of the cat book. I want you to really read it thoroughly. Don't get frustrated. It's easy to get frustrated because it sounds like the Armageddon. Give it some time, and they will come around. The phone number here, 866-870 KRLA, 866-870-5752. I'm going to get to all your calls, I promise, no matter what I have to do. But let me just check in with Cindy real quick in Reseda. Hey, Cindy, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for taking my call.
I saw you have different pet names. What kind of pets do you have?
Well, just down to one cat now. I started off with 4, and unfortunately in the past couple years they've passed on, so now I just have the one. And they were all strays. I all scooped them up from outside. So when he was a kitten, his original name was Bobblehead because of how he would try to look at me. His head would swim and bob because he was so young, trying to stare at me, and it just made me think of a bobblehead. And so now it's just Bo, and sometimes I call him Bo Baloo.
Bo Baloo. So you just have 2 names?
Yeah, I mean, other than Tubby sometimes. He's a little
Tubby?
bit overweight, I think.
You can't call your cat Tubby. I'm doing a whole thing on shaming your pets. You cannot do that because you know what?
But if you say it lovingly.
But you can say whatever you want to say. But let me tell you something. You know who to blame for your Tubby cat?
I know, it's me.
All right, so don't blame Don't call the cat Tubby. Don't call the cat Tubby. It's not the cat's fault that you're giving him too much food. That's not, anyway.
I know.
Come up with some more names. That's what you need to do. No more Tubby, Cindy. I don't like Tubby.
Okay, I'm sorry.
All right, you don't have to apologize to me. Apologize. Go ahead.
That he's been doing that, and it's been now since he's been an only cat for about a year now, so I don't know if that's part of it. He really came out of his shell when he became an only cat, but he just constantly acts like he's spraying, and sometimes to the point where he even lifts his legs. And he's been fixed, and I do think cats still have that tendency, but he does it so much.
Well, it's how long ago did the other cat cross over?
It'll be a year this month.
And were they really close?
No, that was the thing. I had 4 cats, and Bo was very attached to Mally, those 2, and I swear that they were related because she was a stray cat and had tons of litters outside.
All right, so here's my thought. Okay, when cats live together and there's 4 cats and now you're down to 1, they pick up the scent of the other cats. Whether they were in love with them or not, they tolerated each other. So it would not be unusual for your cat, the surviving cat, to go around and look like he's marking, because the marking is a way of putting his scent down and perhaps getting the other cats to come back. It's kind of like leaving a note. Welcome home. Oh,
really?
So these people get angry when it's not an anger thing. He's probably doing it for a good reason. Anyway, I got to move on. Don't go anywhere.
Okay.
He's not spraying, right? He's just looking like it.
No, he's fixed. It's just especially when he lifts his leg, it's kind of weird.
So it's a make believe spray. People, I know I got to break out. Hey, listen, don't go in there. I'm going to put you on hold, and I'm going to send you for him. I'm going to send you some kitty lickies from my friends over at Lucy Pet Food, and he's absolutely going to adore those. Hey, great time to give me a call. The phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Plenty of time for your calls. Lots of great stuff to give away. If you want to see the face behind the mic, you might want to check it out. You can check out youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. Listen. Every single day, no matter where you go, everyone's talking. We are back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. Great time to give me a call if you have a question or a comment about your dog or cat. Give me a call. I'll send you a great gift. But more important, I want to hear from you guys. Where are you? Come on. How many special names do you have for your dogs? I have Molly and Willie. I call them the Malone twins. There's 100 different names I call them. Am I the only one? How many nicknames do you have for your dog or cat? Give me a call. I'd love to hear from you. And if you get through and talk to me live, I will send you a great gift, no matter what your dog or cat's name is. The phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. I got hugs and kisses to give away. That's my own vitamin mineral supplement treats for your dogs or cats. Arthur Gold for hips, copies of my best-selling books, either dog or cat. Hemp seed oil, kitty lickies, Lucy pet food, those T-shirts that say none of my friends walk upright. Hemp seed oil, flea spray, cranberry leaf for cats, hemp allergy aid for your dogs or cats, herbal flea spray. Lots of great stuff to give away. So if you have a question or a comment, great time to give me a call. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. According to Market Watch, 41% of pet owners are cutting back on groceries to feed their dogs. 4 in 10 pet owners in a new survey said they cut back on grocery spending so they could buy food for their dogs. That according to Market Watch. It's kind of interesting. That's kind of a sad commentary on what the heck is going on. Let me get back to the phone line. So let's go to Steve in West LA. Hey, Steve, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi, Warren. I've got a 10-year-old cat I adopted. He's got 3 nicknames. His given name was Marley. He also goes by 3M, Marley the Mighty Mouser, Jabubus, and my favorite, my FSGB, which stands for Fat Spoiled Gray Baby. Anyway, he is an indoor-outdoor boy, and I think I hurt his feelings. My neighbor had a cat, adorable little kitten, and she brought it over, and I was holding it. And now he won't come inside, except to eat. He stays outside, and we fixed up a little box outside on the porch for him. But he just comes in to eat, and he goes out, and he seems like he's pouting a lot. So I really don't know what to do with the little critter.
Well, in other words, I would much prefer you force the situation a little bit and keep him indoors a lot more. Make the indoors so fascinating for him that he has no want to go outside, Steve. You know, you hear me talk about this all the time. Cardboard boxes. Get them from Ralph's. Get them from Vons. One smells like fish. One smells like chicken. Be creative. You know, put them all over. Change them every day. The boxes are free. That's number one. Grow some nice organic stuff from in the house that's safe for them, whether it be organic catnip or whatever. Keep them in the house more. First of all, the average lifespan of an indoor cat is 10 to 13 years longer than a cat that goes indoors and outdoors. So that's number one. But what really people need to understand, and I use this word all the time, is that our cats are pretty much nomadic. They like changes. If you don't make the inside interesting, of course they're going to want to go outside. So let's make the inside of the home a lot more interesting. Make it changeable. In other words, boxes are free, as I said. Give the cat a lot of high places as well. Is he using his litter box inside, or he goes just outside?
He goes outside. And I'd like to get a shirt, if I may.
Oh, yeah. So in other words, do you want him to use a litter box inside? Do you ultimately want to make that change?
No, when I got Marley, he was an indoor-outdoor cat, and I have a sliding door. I live by Rancho Park, and he's just coming out and outside from the sliding door since I've had him. Early on, I had a litter box till I got used to the area, but he's always around. He doesn't run off, and so I put my 3-iron in the sliding door. For one reason, I can't hit it worth a damn, but it's just perfect to keep.
Steve, you golfers make me crazy. I always get invited to play this golf course or that golf course. The only golf course I ever played is when it had a clown's nose and a windmill. That was my. I should take up golf. I should try to golf. Maybe I should do it. I don't know. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I want you to, it's up to you, but I would definitely suggest that you try to keep them inside as much as you possibly can. If you want to let them go outside, your option, but try to make the inside more interesting. Anyway, don't go anywhere. I'm going to put you on hold. You are getting a T-shirt that says none of my friends walk upright. By the way, those T-shirts are available on my website, thepetshow.com, and that money goes directly to my 501c3 Hugs and Kisses Animal Fund, a nonprofit. By the way, if you want to help me with that, we've been donating money like crazy to organizations you've never heard of because we go for the small mom and pop groups all over the country. So if you'd like to make a donation and help me out, check out hugsandkissesanimalfund.org. That's hugsandkissesanimalfund.org. Oh, great calls coming in. 866-870-KRLA. Do I have to take a break, Alex? Why am I asking you? It's my show. I got to take a quick break. When we come back, I'm going to get to you, get right to you, Audrey. I'm going to get right to you, Sylvia. Great time to give me a call. As I said, I got a bunch of new items to give away on the Pet Show today from Nature Vet, other companies, other products as well. Cranberry relief, hot spot foam, anti-lick paw spray, a major concern for so many people that have dogs and cats that are constantly licking their paws. A no scratch spray that you can use on your furniture to help prevent your cat from scratching. All natural herbal flea spray, hemp seed allergy. And if you have one of those dogs and that scoots along the floor, I had a little situation with Molly where she scoots along the floor. She's now on no scoot soft chews from Nature Vet, making a big difference. So I got some of those to give away as well. So if your dog is scooting along the floor on its butt, maybe that'll help you out as well. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. I'd like to hear from some more people about names. Come on, guys, you know you don't call your dog Duke. You know you don't call your cat Mowdy. You have different names. How many people? I don't even know how many names my dogs have anymore. They just know when I use it in a certain tone, they're a comment. So I'd like to hear from you guys. I'll send you a great gift. Nicknames for your pets. Give me a call. I want to hear from you. 866-870-5752. Quick break, then right back to your phone calls. Listen. The bird is the word. Hey, we're back on the Pet Show. Sylvia, Bill, Terry, Audrey, we're going to get to you in just a second. I want to share something with you I posted this week. And if you're not following my YouTube channel, it doesn't cost you anything. And I do post stuff there almost every day. Some of it's my opinion. Some of it are tips to help you with your dog's or cat's behavior. Here's something I posted this week. Let me share it with you because I really believe in it. And it may sound a little eccentric to some people, but hear me out on this. Just some of my random thoughts I wrote on YouTube and my Facebook page this week. I guess that's why some people might think I'm a bit eccentric. You are the whole world to your pets. They pretty much rely on us for almost everything: food, attention, and yes, love. But are you hurting your dog or cat's feelings? How many times have you said to your dog or cat, "Not now, I'm busy. Not now, I'm busy"? I realize that you can't give your dogs or cats attention 24 hours a day, but rejecting them can cause behavior issues, including looking for negative attention. So when your dog or cat comes over for some attention, take 5, give it to them. It's good for your mental health as well. So don't make your dog or cats feel bad and say, "Go away, I'll play with you later," or "Not now." Take 5 minutes. It's important for them. After all, how much do they give us? Let me get back to the phone lines here. We're going to Sylvia in Los Angeles with a dog that won't poop outside. Sylvia, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi.
How you doing?
Hi, Warren. Great. Thank you for taking my call. So I adopted a 3-year-old female toy fox terrier, and she will not poop outside. She poops inside the house. I put dog pads on the floor, and she keeps pooping on the carpet.
Well, tell me a little bit about the dog. How long have you had the dog? Since she was a puppy?
No, I adopted her 3 months ago at the age of 3.
Oh, so and what's her background? Any idea of her background at all?
Other than she was a stray, they found her on the streets of Pasadena.
Well, bless you. I bless you for taking this dog, and let's resolve this issue for you. Okay, so here's what I want you to do. This is going to sound a little weird for a lot of people out there, but the next couple of times your dog poops, I want you to save the poop. Put it in a plastic bag and just save it. You can store it outside if you prefer. What I want you to do is take her poop in a couple of places, a couple of feet apart in your backyard. Just put her poop maybe a ½ inch under some dirt. What I want you to do is pick a day or so where you have nothing to do. What's your dog's name?
Lily Rose.
Okay, so you have nothing to do but watch Lily for a whole day or a day and a half. So this is what we're going to do. We're not going to give Lily the opportunity to have an accident in the house because either you're watching her or you're taking her outside. Once she picks up the scent outside, give her a little runaround before you take her there. Once she picks up her scent outside, maybe not the first time, but the second time she'll get the idea. And when she poops in the backyard for the first time, you better be out there singing and dancing like James Cagney and make things. No, it's really that important. So it's not that difficult. There are so many dogs. My gut feeling also may have been that this dog was never taught to go outside. Maybe she used pads in her home, even though she's not using them in yours. The other thing, is she using the pads at all?
Is she using the pads?
Yeah.
Only to pee. She will use it to pee, but she won't poop on them.
Okay, so here's what I want you to do. About a foot away from where you put the poop outside, take 1 or 2 of those used pads, also put some dirt on top of those. So now when she goes outside, she'll pick up the smell of her urine, pick up the scent of her poop, little exercise on your part, Mother Nature will take over. Once she goes out there once or twice, I promise you, your problem will be over and done.
Oh, fantastic.
No, I'm just thrilled that you adopted this dog. And it just, Lily, I like Lily already. Any special name? I know you name you Lily. Any special names for Lily?
I call her Ginty sometimes.
Ginty?
I wanted to name her Ginty, but my brother wanted to name her Lily. So really her name is Lily, but every once in a while I'll say Ginty, and she looks at me when I say that.
And now you wonder why dogs call me up and say, "Hey, Warren, they're making me neurotic." Now you wonder. Hey, listen, anyway, don't go anywhere. I'm going to put you on hold, and I am going to send you for this 3-year-old dog. You know what? I'm going to send you a jar of my Hugs and Kisses supplements. It's, by the way, the most expensive thing I have here. But I want to make sure this dog stays healthy. Now, don't get frustrated. Once she goes outside once or twice, I promise you, she will get the idea. Great time to give me a call. We have plenty of time. We got a whole hour to go. So Plenty of time. Don't go anywhere. I got great gifts for you, Audrey, Terry, Bill. The phone number, 866-870-KRLA. Also, I'm kind of new to this YouTube thing. I've been kind of working on it. You should be following me on YouTube because every day I post really incredible tips. Some are just 1 minute. Some are 5 minutes. There's great videos there. All kinds of amazing information. If you want to see me years ago on the Mickey Mouse Club, you can watch that too. So subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. It's youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. You really enjoy the channel. It's a lot of fun. And as I said, some of the information I share there may be exactly what you need to hear. And sometimes it's in a lot more depth than obviously I can go through here on the radio. So subscribe to youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. That's youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. In the meantime, the phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. He's playing music, which means I got to take a break. So let's take a quick break, then right back to all your phone calls. Plenty of time for your calls. Lots of great stuff to give away. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. I'm Warren Eckstein. You're listening to The Pet Show. And we are back on The Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. Hey, listen to this. Pets can protect your heart. Owning a cat could lower your risk of dying from heart disease, according to a study in the Journal of Vascular and Interventional Neurology, reporting that researchers found that those who said they've lived with a cat at some point in their lives had a lower risk of dying of a heart attack during the 20-year study than those who have never owned one. Cats might help people relax during stress, or cat owners might tend to have traits that make them less at risk. So, don't want to die of a heart attack? Maybe adopt a cat. That's the way to go. Let me get right back to the phone lines here. 866-870-KRLA. Let's see if we can get Audrey in here. Hey, Audrey, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi, Warren. Happy birthday to you.
Well, thank you for that. I appreciate it.
We had a wonderful birthday. Warren. And you know what they say, the kids get older, we get younger.
There you go. Every year I get younger. As Denise would say, every year I just get more immature.
All right, first of all, I want to thank you for putting me in touch with Joy. She's absolutely wonderful. And she is working with me, and she's just amazing. But all of a sudden I had a fear. And I'm really calling in response to that wonderful lady that called before, that 82-year-old lady that's looking to adopt a senior. All of a sudden it occurred to me, and I got scared. Will they, and I heard what you said, what is your experience in them, these pet organizations adopting to seniors?
There are phenomenal organizations out there that will work with seniors and fostering adopting, because what happens is very often many of these shelters, and I understand where some of these groups are coming from, if they adopt a dog to a senior and the dog outlives that senior, what's going to happen to that dog? However, there are situations where some of these groups can do this. They can adopt the dog to a senior and have it set up when that senior does pass, if it happens before the dog and no family member is able to take the dog, that dog would come back to them for the great care that they can give it. So it's a win-win situation. I don't understand what the problem is, other than the fact that they assume that the dog may outlive the person. I think that's the only thing they can say. So I understand part of. Go ahead. I understand part of it, but I just would like to see as many dogs, especially senior dogs. So if you're a senior and you're adopting a senior dog or senior cat that's going to wind up staying in a shelter for a year or 6 months or be euthanized, I don't understand why going to a senior citizen would be an adverse thing to do. I think it's a great thing to do. First of all, I have more respect for seniors than anyone, from their knowledge, their lifetime experience, and their determination. So I don't know what the problem is. I understand, though, that in the past, sometimes that senior would adopt and they would pass on and the dog would come back. So you can have a written paper that if something were to happen, I think there's ways around it, but I think it would save a lot more lives and get a lot more dogs out of these organizations.
But like even in my case, and you've talked to my daughter, Michelle, even in my own particular case, Michelle has said that she and her husband, David, have said they would take them. I've already got an okay. They would be thrilled, obviously not thrilled, but happy to take the puppy.
Yeah, sure. So, that's why I'm such an advocate of a living trust. People can set up a living trust. Maybe some of these organizations can work with people that'll set up a living trust. But I don't think it's fair to say you're too old to have a dog. You're too old to have a cat.
Warren.
Especially we know now, I just read an article that you're going to live longer, you're going to be a whole lot healthier if you do have a dog or cat. Anyway, I got to move on, Audrey.
Thank you, Warren. No gift. Please donate.
I will definitely donate, and say hello to Joy for me, okay?
I will. Happy birthday and happy Passover to you.
Well, thank you. Happy
Warren?
Passover to you, and happy Easter to everyone out there. Let me take a break. We're just going to break for the top of the hour. Bill and Terry, you'll be my first calls when we come back. Great gifts for you. Great time to give me a call. The phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. A real quick break. And again, I want to find out your nicknames for your pets. Come on, don't be embarrassed. You know you have them. I'm Warren Eckstein. You're listening to The Pet Show.
Dr. Pet's head. But maybe it's you who needs to be trained instead.
And if you love your dogs and cats and want to find out a little bit more about their behavior, maybe you have an issue, they're not housebroken, they're jumping, they're digging, your cat is not using a litter box, they're scratching, your dog and cat don't get along, your new cat doesn't like your old cat, you're dating someone new, your dog doesn't like them. That's what we do here on The Pet Show and have been doing for 43 years. It's helping people resolve issues they may be having with their pets and issues their pets may be having with us. And just a reminder, everyone that calls into the show, thanks to my amazing sponsors, many have been with me for over 30 years. Everyone that calls in and talks to me live on the air today will get a fabulous gift for their dog or cat. And again, we're not giving away biscuits here. Many of the items to give away are $30, $40, even $50. So if you have a question or a comment, great time to give me a call. Even if you just want to brag about a dog or cat you recently adopted, or you just want to answer my question. Now, come on, I want more people. Where are you guys? How many nicknames do you have for your dogs and cats? I know that you do. I know that people don't just call their dog by the name they named him. They might have 20, 30, 40 different names. Give me a call with a couple of different names you use for your dog or cat, and if you get through, a great gift will be on its way. The phone number, 866-870 KRLA. That's 866-870-5752. Plenty of time for your calls. As I said, lots of great stuff to give away. And what's your dog or cat's favorite nickname? That is the question of the day. 866-870-5752. Bill Terry will get to you in just a second. Guys, just amazing stuff that's going on here. Just amazing, amazing stuff. Let me just share this with you as well. Nah, I'll talk about that later. I was going to talk about, let me talk a little bit about it now because I think it's important. Bill, Terry, bear with me. 866-870 KRLA. Great time to call me because I'm going to share a little topic here. Then I'll get to your phone calls. Many dogs and cats that have not been socialized or have been abused react to what most people consider aggressive behavior. What really is, in most cases, is just their sense of vulnerability. Dogs, and cats for that matter, that are abandoned, neglected, or abused, find their way to the shelter on a daily basis with a battered soul and vulnerability. Let me repeat that. Now, I'm going to make me cry now, but let me repeat it. Dogs and cats that are abandoned, neglected, or abused find their way to the shelter on a daily basis with a battered soul and vulnerability. This is why it is so important to give these dogs and cats time to decompress and adjust to kindness, many for the first time in their lives. I hear this story all the time where we adopted a dog and we had it for 2 or 3 days and it didn't work out. We gave the dog back and then the dog went somewhere else and the dog went somewhere else. Be fair, guys. We don't know what all these dogs and cats have been through, but you know what? With a lot of love, a lot of hugging, a lot of kissing and common sense, they turn out to be absolutely amazing. I'd love to hear from some of my listeners that maybe have adopted a dog or a cat from a shelter that may have been a little laid back or a little fearful when they first got them, and then after time they came around. Because what happens on this show is everyone listening to the Pet Show, for the most part, I assume, loves animals. So your stories, and that's why I ask for them sometimes, really can just say, you know what? I was thinking of a dog or cat. I was going to go buy a puppy, but you know what? I heard Warren talking, and I heard one of his listeners say they went to a shelter or a rescue and they adopted this amazing dog, and after a couple of weeks it was just like the best thing they ever did. So if you've recently adopted, I would love to hear from you. The phone number, 866-870 KRLA, 866-870-5752. Lots of great stuff to give away. And again, the stuff I give away, it's not just to give it away. Many of the items I give away are specifically geared towards resolving what issue you might be having with your dog or cat. I'll give you a perfect example. Let's say you have a dog that's constantly licking his paws. I have a special spray that you can use that will help resolve that issue. Let's say you have a dog that's eating his poop in the backyard, capophagy, that's what it's called. Well, I have something that can help that. So, great time to give me a call. As I say, the stuff I give away is not just a giveaway, it's stuff that might be really beneficial to helping your dog or cat. The phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. And I love to hear from people if you've adopted a dog or a cat from a shelter that might have been a little bit older, might not have been socialized or abused, and you gave it the opportunity to decompress, how that dog or cat turned out. I got to tell you, I know I'm talking a lot here, but listen to me. Over the years, I've adopted, I don't know how many. You see me post pictures of 20, 30 dogs I lived with at one time. And a lot of these dogs came out of abusive situation. I pulled them from dog fighting rings. I pulled them from the worst scenarios you can ever imagine. And given time and the ability to let them just decompress and understand that the world isn't totally, totally horrible. There are times when people can be nice. There are times when love is important, can make all the difference in the world. And that's why I'm such a firm believer in so many of the rescues and groups I work with that are absolutely amazing. And my listeners, I would say that 85 to 90% of my listeners have adopted or rescued their dogs or cats, and bless you for doing it. So if you've adopted an older dog, I would love to hear from you guys as well. The phone number, 866-870-5752, 866-870-KRLA. That is the way to get through to the pet show. Now, you hear me mention my friend Joy a lot. She is in charge of Rescue Me Inc., an incredible group. Not one of these people that's advertising all over the place. They're out there doing the work. I got to tell you, I'm on their board, and I know how much work they do. So Rescue Me Inc., a great group. Check them out as well. Joy has helped find homes for so many dogs and cats over the years. And when I am crazed or busy or I'm traveling, my first call is to Joy. And the one thing I've learned about Joy over the years is there's always a way. She never gives up. She's always. Check out Rescue Me Inc. Make a donation if you want as well. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. We are going to Camarillo and Bill. Hey, Bill, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi, Warren. How you doing?
I could not be better, Bill. How's everything in beautiful Camarillo today?
Well, Camarillo's beautiful, but I have a situation that I need your advice about.
Okay.
I have a 19-year-old tabby cat, female, and lately she has been climbing up the stairs. She likes to cuddle, and she's been climbing up the stairs early in the morning at sunrise and yowling outside my door. And so far, I haven't let her in because I don't want to reward her for her behavior, but I'm wondering if there's any way I can get her to stop coming and yowling outside and waking me up.
Bill. The cat is 19 years old. I don't care if she brings you breakfast in bed in the morning, okay? She's 19 years old. Have you had it since she was a kitten?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. So here's the scenario. As we get older, as our dogs and cats get older, a certain amount of dementia sets in. And so a cat's behavior that changes like that could be part of it. I also believe that part of it is that the cat's hearing has really gone bad. And when the dog or cat's hearing...
It has. That's true. Yeah.
And, well, then the louder they get, in other words, they have to hear themselves, so the louder they get. I've heard deaf dogs and deaf cats make noises that were just unbelievable. So I can only answer your question from my heart, okay? I know you want to get some sleep. I know you don't want to wear makeup to look good, so listen to me carefully. Open the door. 19 years old. Open the door. Give her a hug and a kiss every day for the rest of her life, and it'll be appreciated. And also, because she's whining and making that noise in the morning, it sounds to me like she's a little stressed out. And at 19 years old, the last thing you want to do, and I can tell from your voice how much you love the cat, the last thing you want to do is stress her out. So what I would do is maybe give her a little bit extra feeding just before you go to sleep at night so her belly's full. A full belly makes better sleep. But in terms of if she's waking, at the door early in the morning, some behaviorists, some trying, well, this is how you stop the cat from doing it. This is 19-year-old pet. Open the door, give her a hug and a kiss, and thank her every day for every day you have left with her.
Okay, thank you, Warren.
Don't go anywhere. I want to send you something. I'm just trying to think what I want to send you for her. You know what? I'm going to send you some Cranberry Relief Cat Soft Chews. I want you to check those out. Maybe that would be beneficial in terms of a urinating as well. So I'm going to put you on hold. This is new, by the way, Suzette. So it's going to be Nature Vet Cranberry Relief Cat Soft Chews. That's what I just gave him. Cranberry Relief Cat Soft Chews. The phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through to the pet show. Let's see, who is up next here? This is let's go to Lake Forest and Terry. Hey, Terry, welcome to the pet show.
Hi, Warren. How are you?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. Well, I have a situation I'd like your input on. I just put down my little almost 11-month-old kitten, Figgy. He got FIP, and I had to put him down. I had him for 3 months, and my other cat I've had for probably over 2 years. He
doesn't take long to fall in love with a kitten, does it? 3 months, you fell totally in love with him. I
know. It was very sad, but it was the best for him. So, but anyway, so my other cat, Ollie, is very skittish. He's kind of he's afraid of people. He only kind of hangs out with me. But he had gotten used to Figgy, and now I'm thinking about getting another cat, another older cat, maybe a year old or so. They tell me that I need to wait at least a couple of months because of the FIP. And I'm just wondering how I can get Ollie acclimated to a new kitty. He was kind of getting used to Figgy for a while, but he's kind of, I just am a little concerned about.
How old did you say he was? How old did you say he was?
He's almost 3.
Okay. Here's what I'm going to recommend that you do. I think getting another cat is a fabulous idea, and the fact that it's an older cat, a year, 2 years old, will be fine as well. What I would do right now is I would get a stuffed animal.
Okay.
And I was going to say you can rub it where the other cat was, but with the feel, I don't know if I want to go that far. But get it, give it a name. I don't care what name you give it a name. Pay attention to it as it was a real cat. Give them individual time, group time together, so that when the other cat ultimately arrives, before the new cat arrives, what I want you to do is take this same stuffed animal and get the scent of the new cat that you'll be adopting all over it, and then live with that for a week or two. So now the cat's already, your cat is already familiar with the stuffed animal you're using. Now it's a stuffed animal that smells like the new cat that's coming in. So the most important thing is cats, when they're getting to know each other, is that scent swapping, getting to know the scent of each other. So I would also take the scent of your cat and give it to the other cat that you may be adopting. If you put those pieces together, I'm sure that first pet psychology will work out. Not going to be bosom buddies overnight, but given some time, they will adjust. And as I said, they do have the ability. Just make sure also in the home, there's lots of activities for them, so they're not totally focused on each other 24/7. There's boxes, there's bags, there's all kinds of stuff growing that's healthy for them. That'll make all the difference in the world.
Okay. Thank you so much.
I know. Just thank you. And where did the cat that's alive now, the 3-year-old cat? Have you had him since he was a kitten?
No. I got him when he was about 8 or 9 months old.
Oh God, my audience is you guys are absolutely amazing to me. I'm trying to think of what I want to send you. I don't know what I want to send you. So what I'm going to put you on hold. And as we're talking, you know what? I'm going to send you some kitty lickies. That kitty lickies might help make the transition a whole lot easier as well. So kitty lickies from Lucy Pet on its way to you. Hey, great time to give me a call. You can ask me a question. If you want to ask me a question on YouTube, you can go to youtube.com/Warren Eckstein now. I'll take a question there. If you want to give me a call, I still got plenty of time for your calls. I got hugs and kisses to give away, Author Sue Gold books, flea spray. The phone number, 866-870-KRLA. 866-870-5752. I see that someone has some nicknames. I thought that you guys would respond to this a lot more. Come on, you only call your dog by their name or your cat by their name? You don't have nicknames for your dog or cat? God, I don't think I've ever called Molly and Willie Molly and Willie. I always give them these nicknames and give them these nicknames. I call them the Buckaroos. So, hey, Buckaroos, what are you guys doing? I do. Don't you guys come? Give me a call with some nicknames for your dogs and cats. I'll send you a great gift. 866-870-KRLA. 866-870-5752. Don't be embarrassed. It's just me and you. I want to hear these names that you use for your pets. All right, listen. Looking for the Beagle. We are back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. 866-870 KRLA, the phone number. 866-870-5752. We're going to get to you, Laura, Jody, Gary, Rosie. I was doing a lot of ranting on my Facebook page this week. And by the way, you should follow me on Facebook. I do share a lot of great info there. It's facebook.com/Warren Pet Talk, Facebook.com/Warren Pet Talk. And I was ranting this week, and so this is one of my rants, and you can comment if you like. Cats and dogs are not delinquent. No matter what they've done, they're not trying to get even with you. They're not evil or have some malicious streak in their personality. There's always a reason or a variety of reasons that contributes to your pet's destructive behavior. Once you've tracked down the cause, you can effect a cure. Just another rant I had this week. I'm telling you, you know what it was? I think it was one of those weeks where, I ask, people can ask me questions on my website, and I try to answer a few of them on my YouTube channel. People were blaming their dogs and cats when, in fact, it was not their dogs or cats' problems. It was really theirs. All right, let me go to Laura in Winnetka. Hey, Laura, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi, Doctor. How you doing?
You can call me Warren, Laura. That's fine. What can I do for you?
Well, I was responding to the pet nicknames because I am the queen. I am the queen of the pet nicknames. The animals elicit these names from me, and they respond when I call them in kind.
Well, let's hear some of them.
Well, I've got a 90-pound pit bull who's 12 and a half, and I call him the prankster. His name is Frankie, and I call him Frankie Pranky because he's very smart and he's very precocious, and he just loves to test me. So he's the prankster man.
So Frank, is he with you now?
No, I'm in a car and I'm out shopping, and I just stopped to talk to you. He's at home right now.
Oh, I was gonna tease him and say, "Hey, Frankie, how you doing, Frankie?" I like that, Frankie the prankster.
Yep, that's it. I do have a different one. It's Stink Butt Magoon when he's being kind of bratty.
Stink Butt Magoo.
Stink Butt Magoon. MGOON.
Oh, Stink Butt Magoon. I'm telling you, you know why I do this show? Because whenever I'm feeling crazy, someone like you, Laura, calls and makes me almost feel normal.
I love the nicknames. I just love them. I've got my aunt. My aunt passed away in 2011. She had just adopted a little 4 or 5-year-old Chihuahua from the West Valley shelter out here. I'd helped her go and get the little dog. And she passed away. My mom passed away several months later. So I, of course, took the dog because I already know her. I helped my aunt pick her out. And she's a little over 16 now. And she just had some dental surgery. And she's lost a lot of her teeth. She's a little Chihuahua. And but she feels so much better since the surgery. She's gotten all sparky again, and she's dancing around and
wow, a Chihuahua, and bad teeth. It's normal for them. I'm trying to think what I want to send you. I'm going to give you. I can send you hugs and kisses. You know what? No. I'm changing my mind. I'm going to put you on hold, give that puppy a hug and a kiss. I'm going to send you some Arthrosoothe Gold. And the reason I'm going to send you Arthrosoothe Gold, it's really great for your dog or cat's hips and joints. So for both of your dogs. So I'm going to some Arthrosoothe Gold for my friends over at Nature Vet on its way to you. And I appreciate that phone call. Let's see. Let's go to I'm going to take you guys in order. Let's go to Jody in La Palma. Hey, Jody, welcome to the show.
Pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing super. What can I do for you?
Yeah, we just rescued a gorgeous German Shepherd from South Central LA.
Yeah.
And he wasn't eating his poop before we got him. And I'm assuming that because we're giving him Royal Canine, which I guess is a higher quality of a dog food, that he loves to eat his poop now.
Well, maybe, you know what, maybe the food you're feeding him isn't being totally digested by the dog. So therefore, when it comes out the other side, if it's not being totally digested and totally absorbed, it can make the dog eat it as well, especially since he's on it. So I'm going to switch his food right off the bat. Nothing wrong with Royal Canin. It's a great food. But I'm going to switch him over to a prebiotic and probiotic formula. And the reason for that is we know how important gut health is. If the dog's gut is not perfect, the poop is not going to be perfect either. Now, a lot of people understand probiotics, so I'm going to put the prebiotic and probiotics together. I'm going to send you some Lucy pet food, make the transition gradual. Also, once you switch the food over little by little, that might be beneficial. I can't send you both, but there's a product available. It's called Capophagia Stool Eating. It's a deterrent chewable. Capophagy Stool Eating Deterrent. It's manufactured by Nature Vet. So you can go to naturevet.com, or you can go to Chewy, or you can go to Amazon. Look for Nature Vet Coprophagia, stool eating, deterrent, chewable treats. That in conjunction with a good diet and the dog's eating, I think is going to make all the difference for you.
Oh, perfect. Thank you very much for your help.
Oh, one more little tip. Bless you for taking the shepherd. One more little tip. Let's say that it's developing into a habit. What I want you to do is go to the supermarket, buy something called alum powder. Do you know what alum powder is?
No, I don't.
Alum powder is what they use to make pickles. It's an astringent. It's what's in a Siptic pencil. Make sure it's alum powder. Now, listen to me carefully. I don't want you to use too much. Just take a little bit of alum powder, not more than your thumbnail, okay? Mix it with a little water. The next time he poops outside, leave the poop there before you clean it up. Sprinkle a little of that alum powder with the water, just a little bit of a mixture, a real tiny amount over it. When they get alum in their mouth, make them pucker up. Stop me from biting my nail. So that in conjunction, we're treating it from a behavioral standpoint, but we're treating it from an internal standpoint by switching you over to Lucy Pet Food at the same time, and I think we can resolve this. And bless you, give him some time. How long have you had him now?
2 weeks.
Yeah, German Shepherds, and how old?
He's a little over a year.
I don't think anyone's rescued, other than rescue groups, rescued more German Shepherds than I have over the years. I trained them in Europe and Southeast Asia, one of my favorite breeds in the world. But they can be, everyone thinks of the German Shepherd as a tough dog, and they can be. But the bottom line is they're very sensitive. They're very emotional. Give them some time to decompress a little bit, and I think that'd be helpful. Also, what I want you to do, I'm going to send you over to my YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. Subscribe there. There's lots of great information there, especially about dogs and cats that have been adopted. So check that out.
Great, thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. In the meantime, don't go anywhere. I'm going to put you on hold. The lovely, lovely Suzette's going to pick up, and I am going to send you some Lucy Pet Formulas for Life pet food with that prebiotic and probiotic formula. The phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-575 to listen. You guys, most of you, or many of you, have been listening to the Pet Show right here for almost 43 years. God, I must have started when I was 6. And I know how much you love animals. I know how much you want to help animals. Well, let me give you another way to do it. No more monkeys. We are back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. The phones are pretty busy. I'm going to get to as many calls as I can. Gary, I'm going to get to you. Ruth, I'll get to you. Kathy, Rosie. But right now, let me go to Ruth, calling from Toronto. Hey, Ruth. Welcome to the show.
Oh, my God. Warren, did I not say this to you before? Again, it was cloudy today, and about a half an hour ago, the sun broke out. I swear, every single Saturday I listen to you, we have sun in Toronto.
I've never.
You don't have to believe me. Go look up at the Weather Network or whatever.
Oh no, I believe you. I've never been to Toronto.
Well, oh my gosh!
I've been to Windsor. I've been to Ontario.
When you come, but listen, it was my birthday last week too.
Happy birthday!
April 3rd. What's your birthday?
April 6th.
Okay, so we're both Aries.
We're both whatever that means. We're both. We're both. You know, I'm so much into.
Listen. Thank you so much for your program. You don't realize how precious it is for me and people like me, and to listen to your program, and when you're so respectful to seniors like me, and all I can say is God bless you.
Well, no, listen,
You're a
Ruth.
good mensch.
A good mensch, but it's my audience that makes the difference. It's the fact that and what keeps me going is calls. I see there's a call up here from a woman in La Cañada that's adopted all of her dogs from shelters.
I didn't hear any of that. It was so low.
Yeah, it's. Well, no, I haven't taken the call yet. I'm going to take the call, but it's so. What kind of pets do you have, Ruth?
I have now 3 cats. They're all rescue cats. And oh my God, I could call you every week about the problems I have about, one of them peeing and pooping everywhere and the feeding and everything. But I hear your callers call, and when I hear about some guy in a van trying to protect their animal, their pet.
Exactly.
I just feel so bad that I don't dare call about my problems.
Here's what I want. Listen.
God bless you. God bless you.
Thank you, Ruth. Listen, Ruth. I want you to do this. If you have a cat that's peeing and I just put something up. Go to my YouTube channel. Just go there. Subscribe. It's free. I just put a whole bunch of stuff up about cats that are not using the litter box. But I don't want you to go anywhere. I want to send you a gift. Okay? So I'm going to put you on hold, and what I'm going to do is, because you're such a lovely lady and gave me such great compliments, that's not why, I am going to send you, for your cat, I am going to send you, I'm going to send you a jar of my own hugs and kisses for your cat. And what a great call. I really appreciate that. And it's not me. I don't make the difference. It's my listeners that make the difference. Speaking of which, let me go to another call right now. I'm definitely going to get to you, Kathy. I'm definitely going to get to you. You know what? Let me take them in order. Let me go to Gary first. Hey, Gary, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hey, good morning, my friend. How are you?
I could not be better. How about yourself, Gary?
Well, you know what? Best 4 hours of my week is listening to Warren here and the National International Show. I wait for it every week. So, hey, listen, a couple of things for you. I have about a dozen names that I call my dog Riley. I call him Riles, but the name I call him a lot of is Boofer.
Boofer.
He boofs.
What is a boof?
That's what I call his barking. That's what I call his barking.
What does a boof sound like? Gary, what does a boof sound like?
It sounds like boof, boof. As a matter of fact, I should probably ask him to show you. But that's what he does. He boofs. He boofs at people. He boofs at things. So I call him a boofer.
I think it's so much fun that as a professional trainer, I should say, call your dog by the same name all the time. As a pet guardian, let me tell you. I bet you Molly and Willie. I bet you Molly and Willie. Not me, because Denise is more eccentric than I am. These dogs have so many different names. It's unbelievable how many different names they have. And you know what? they respond to every one of them. Every single, because their
Every
names,
one of them. Isn't
and
that
here's
amazing?
why. And here's why. Because their names only positive things. You'll never hear me say Willie no. You'll never hear me say Molly no. If I want to tell them they're doing something wrong, I might say Fooey. No, knock it off. But I never use their names with anything negative. I want their names to only mean positive things. So when I say Molly, come, Willie, they're going to come right now. When I say Molly, come, or Willie, come, they're going to respond to me because their names only mean positive things with a reward at the end. Doesn't have to be a physical reward. I mean, a treat reward. It could be a hug and a kiss. So yeah, I think it's a great idea. I think dogs and cats enjoy having several different names anyway.
I tend to agree. And hey, there's one more thing I want to ask you about. A movie. A few weeks ago, you talked about movies.
Yeah.
I saw a movie recently that was called Red Dog. Do you know this movie?
I don't. I'm not a listen. I just saw E.T. 2 years ago for the first time, so I'm not a moviegoer.
Red Dog is the story of a dog. The movie was made about 10 years ago. The dog is from the 90s. It was in Australia. It was a Kelpie that adopted a town. And when the fellow who cared for him happened to be killed on the road, the dog went looking for him. Wow. And he was gone for a couple of years, seen all over Australia. And he ended up coming back to that town. They built a statue to him. It's called the Pilbara Wanderer. But the movie is called Red Dog.
I'm gonna have to check that out now. I'm gonna have to check that. There's some great movies out there that people don't understand.
Yeah.
There was a movie out there years ago. I'm gonna get to you, Rosie and Kathy. Don't go anywhere. If you want to give me a call, by the way, I do have plenty of time. 866-870 KRLA. There was a movie years ago called The Black Marble. And it starred.
I remember that.
And it starred a guy. I can't think of his name, but I trained his dog. God, Warren, what are you doing? He was the star of the.
Joseph Wambaugh wrote that book.
Yes, he did. I know Joseph Wambaugh.
Yeah.
But anyway, the guy who starred in Jaws, I forget his name. Schneider, Rob. What was his name? The guy who starred in Jaws. Anyway. He starred in the movie Black Marble. Black Marble was based on a dog that was kidnapped. I believe it was a Cocker Spaniel. And they kidnapped the dog and they wanted ransom and they cut the dog's ear. It was a horrible story. But what was amazing about it is after speaking to Joseph Wambach on a show I was doing and another lady by the name of Peggy Adamson, who was the grand dame of the Doberman Pinscher, whoever wrote it, and Joe wrote it, but he did so much incredible research that someone who had been involved in showing dogs many, many years ago, he was right on target. So it's also a great book. If you can get a copy of The Black Marble, it's a great read. It may make you cry a little bit, but it's a great read. Anyway, Gary, I got to move on, but I want to send you something for your pets. What do I want to send you? I don't know.
Can I make a request? How about a T-shirt?
You're on its way. Putting you on hold. Say hello to the lovely Suzette. Suzette will send you a T-shirt, a T-shirt, and I appreciate that phone call. Yeah, there were some great movies. Years ago, there was a movie called The Doberman Gang. I talked about this, I think, a couple of weeks ago. Return to the Dobermans. And it was a trainer, a group of trainers, military trainers, boy, do I remember, trainers that trained a group of Dobermans to rob a mall. They weren't involved. No humans involved at all. The dogs robbed them all. It was an incredible, incredible movie. The Doberman Gang, if you ever get a chance to check it out, check it out. The training in that movie was absolute. And I've trained dogs for many movies, Serpico, the Valachi Papers. Why is it that all the movies I trained dogs for are monsters? It's unbelievable. But anyway, if you could check it out, it's The Doberman Gang, just an interesting movie. Let me take a break. When we come back, we'll get to you, Rosie. We'll get to you, Kathy. I love Kathy's call. Rosie, I know exactly who you are. The phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Also, when we come back, I'm going to talk just a little bit, about some of the ways that you, and I know you love your pets, but some of the ways that people actually encourage separation anxiety unbeknownst to them. So give me a call, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Quick break, then right back to your calls. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show. And we are back on the Pet Show. Let's listen to that song. I don't tell you, when I was a teenager, I played in a rock and roll band. I did. I'm going to play one of my. Actually, it's and this is one of the songs we used to play all the time. I was in a band called the Long Island Sounds. Boy, were we creative. The Long Island Sounds. And there was another band called. Oh God, I can't think of the name of it right now. Anyway, the bottom line is I do have a 45 record of a protest song that this group made, talking about the 60s, okay? A protest song that the group made. And if you ever want to know how neurotic Warren is, there's probably no one more patriotic than me. However, when I cut that record, it was a protest record. Exactly 14 days after that record was cut, The Collusion of Dream, that was the name of the band. About 2 weeks after that was cut and put on a record, I enlisted. Never would have got drafted, but I enlisted. I felt that I had to do what I had to do. Anyway, I'll play that for you some days if I can get it up on a computer. All right, I'm going to get to you in a minute, Kathy, but I know who this is. This is my friend Rosie. I know Rosie because Rosie adopted a dog from my good friend Joy. Isn't that right, Rosie?
Yes, it is. And I want to wish you a happy belated birthday and a happy Passover.
Well, thank you. And let me just wish everyone, in case I forget, happy Easter, happy Passover to all my listeners.
Yes. And also, I want to thank you for being an angel, and Joy for being an angel, and Zoe for being an angel in my life. Because if it hadn't been for you, I never would have met Joy. And she's terrific. I mean, she's just the most gracious person I know. And I'm just so happy that you two are friends and that I met her through you. And Zoe is an angel. Clarence the angel in It's a Wonderful Life is Zoe in disguise.
So I don't have a lot of time, but I want you to kind of just tell me. Now, you called the show. I hooked you up. You were looking for an older dog, correct?
Right. I was 78 at the time. I'm 80 now. I was looking for an older dog. The pet groups that I had called refused to adopt me because they told me I was going to die. I was too old. Oh, and you hooked me up with Joy, and she went up to Camarillo and picked up Zoe, who was a hot mess, I found out, because I took Zoe up there last week to Camarillo, and they were amazed at the animal shelter. And I'm 80 now. She's the eye of my life. Zoe is. I live in her house.
How old was Zoe when you adopted her?
She was probably around 10 or 11, I would say.
Okay, now
she's between 12 and 14.
Rosie, I'm going to have to move on to, but I want you to hear this, and I want to share this with everyone out there. Okay, for those people that think that we should adopt an older person. Loneliness has been associated with heart disease, Alzheimer's disease, and other negative outcomes. But older adults who own pets were 36% less likely to say they were lonely than those who didn't have a furry friend. According to a study just recently published in Aging and Mental Health, especially among those who live alone, a pet can offer social interaction with other people aren't around. So it's just such an incredible relationship for seniors and pets. And I understand some of the arguments from these groups, but the bottom line is there are dogs and cats out there that never would have found a home, that by going to a senior's home like yours, you should live to 150, Rosie, but if God forbid something were to happen to you, at least we know at this point Zoe is socialized and we would be able to find that next home for her, which is never going to happen because you're both going to live to be 100. But the bottom line is that's why it's so important that seniors have the ability to adopt and socialize dogs, especially older dogs and cats that had no other shot in life.
Plus, she's blind and deaf.
There you go. Who else would have adopted her?
And she's amazing.
Yeah. Well, listen, I got to move on. You give her a big hug and a big kiss from me. And you know what? I'm going to send you something. I know I don't have to, but I want to send you something anyway. I am going to send. You know what? I'm going to put you on hold, and I'm going to send you some Orthocid Gold also to keep Zoe's hips and joints in the best shape ever. Bottom line is, let me take a quick break. When we come back, Kathy, you're going to be up next in La Cañada. I want to hear from you. 866-870 KRLA 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. I mean, that thing I just talked to you about, the loneliness has been associated associated with heart disease, Alzheimer's, and other negative outcomes, why would you not want to give a senior citizen and an older dog or cat the opportunity to bond with each other and make life better for each one of them? 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. I want to brag a little bit now. I want you to listen to me carefully. I'm going to talk about my hugs and kisses. They've been around now for And we are back. Kathy, hang in there. I'll get to your call. Just a reminder, when we get off the air here at 1 o'clock, I do my national, international show for Radio America. Write this number down. It's the same type of show. I give away the same type of gifts, except the show's heard all over the United States and Canada, even in Guam. So write this number down. You can start calling at 1 o'clock. Be patient. It goes into Radio America in Washington, D.C. But as I said, I give away the same gifts. The number, 877-725-8255. Don't start calling till 1. 877-725-8255. 877-725-8255. Hey, Kathy, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi, Warren. How are you doing today?
I am doing great. A little short on time, so I want to get to your call.
I understand. I'll make this fast. I really appreciate all of your knowledge and your expertise sharing with everyone. Warren, I've always tried to adopt from a shelter, and at one time I had 5 dogs. I know 3, that's the limit. But I've gone an extra mile to adopt dogs that otherwise people would ignore. I've had a blind animal, I won't say animal, a blind cat and a blind dog, a deaf dog, and I'll use the word fur baby instead of dog or cat. But it really touches your heart, and they make such an explosive wave inside of your soul. It's hard to comprehend without one. I had a very short time, few months, and there wasn't a fur baby in my life, and it just when you walk in through the back or the front door, there was just an emptiness that people who've never shared with fur babies can't seem to understand.
Kathy, they absolutely, they fill the soul. They fill the soul.
What really, Warren, I'm sorry. You know what really irritates me? The last one I adopted was I went in to Pasadena Humane and I asked who's been here the longest and who's the oldest, without knowing anything about the background. And the little lady that I adopted was there almost a year.
Wow.
And the same person who she was living with, I don't like the word owner, they brought her back a second time.
Jeez.
And people volunteering time there said the first time she came in, she was very friendly.
Kathy, I'm gonna run out of time. I don't want to run out of time, but you sound like such an incredible. No, don't be sorry. You sound like such an incredible lady. Will you give me a call back next week? I want to go into more depth about you adopting.
Well, okay, I'll definitely call you next week and give you an update of the last pit bull terrier mix that I adopted.
In the meantime, don't go anywhere. Let me put you on hold, and let me send you. You know what? Let me send you at least some Lucy pet food to get those dogs in the best shape ever. The phone number for the network show, you can start calling in about a minute or two, 877-725-8255. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Suzette. Until next week, give all your pets a big hug and a kiss for you, one between the ears for me. I'm Warren Eckstein, and thank you. Thank you for listening to The Pet Show.